Hello and welcome to Sega Saturdays, our weekly look back at the very best of Sega retro gaming. This is our 10th episode, and as a special treat, or perhaps punishment, we are looking at Sonic 2. It's very much our, as a team, favourite Sonic game, and Sonic is the mascot of Sega. I am GamesRadar Executive Editor Andy Hartup, and I am joined today by Justin Towell.
Hello.
Ian Mr. Trophy Wilson.
Hello. And
Dave the Haiku Baron Horton.
Hello.
So, Sonic 2. Look at it, he's quite fast, isn't he?
He's a nippy bugger.
Yeah.
He is, although this isn't as fast as perhaps our American readers and listeners will remember, because this is the PAL version. This is running on a real Mega Drive, so it's 17.5% slower.
Wowzers.
Yeah.
They call it PAL, but that's not very friendly at all, is it?
No, it isn't. Yeah, so Sonic. We've sort of been avoiding him throughout the whole of these Sega Saturdays, because like that sort of weird kid at school who's always setting fire to things, we don't really like him. That's not true. It's just because Sonic has been redone and remade on so many different platforms now that it feels as if he's never really been away. So looking back at this footage, Ian, this is captured from a Mega Drive. I mean, how well does it hold up today? And do you think that, do you really notice any of the upgrades seen, like the 3DS versions, things like that?
Not really. I mean, obviously the original is as you said at the start, is so fast anyway. There's nothing that can be done to sort of speed it up, and I mean the graphics are just it's iconic for its time anyway. And regardless of whether you put some sort of graphical flair over the top of it or whatever, it's still going to be Sonic at its heart, basically.
Yeah, it is literally, it's just Sonic,
Sonic.
And we're okay with that.
Yeah.
Now it's at this point of the show where we challenge Justin to name as many facts about the Sega game in question as he can. Justin got 11 facts last week. He really outdid himself. I'm sort of expecting him to beat his record again, because this is Sonic.
Any game.
And Sonic is the he's the sort of physical embodiment of Sega. So if you get less than 11 facts, you're fired.
Oh no! Honestly, I'm not going to hit 11 facts this time. Just
not
because.
with that sort of attitude, you're not.
No, exactly. Yeah, positive
Although
mental attitude.
you were doing 2 games last time, to be fair.
Well, that is true.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah.
5.5
True,
facts.
yet not an excuse. So, Justin, your time begins now.
The game came out on Mega Drive in 1992. The level select cheat requires Yuji Naka's birthday to make it work. The game had a level called Genocide City that it took out. There's also a level called Wood Zone, which they took out. Hidden Palace was taken out but put back into the game for the iOS version. It's been released in, well, not HD, kind of upgraded on 360 and PS3, things like that. It appeared on Game Gear and Master System, but in a different version. So it's a different game.
Stop. So, that was pretty good.
It wasn't 12 facts though, was
The
it?
fact I will be contented. I noticed that you seem to run out of steam because we were watching the footage on a computer, it stopped. So it's almost as if,
powered by fast hedgehogs.
it's almost as if you lost it. You lost your power for it.
Like you're symbiotic with the hedgehog.
Exactly, yeah. You are at one with Sonic. A good showing though in the fact challenge, Justin. Well done.
Thank you.
So we're back talking about Sonic 2. Sonic 2, of course, the first Sonic game to feature multiplayer. That's not saying much because chronologically I think it's only the second Sonic game ever made. Is that true? Or did the Master System one come out after this? Or before this?
The Master System and Game Gear version of Sonic 1 did come out before this, so there were 2 games that I think that's it, Yeah, and they were making Sonic CD at the time, which was almost going to be Sonic 2, because basically Sonic Team splits up, and Yuji Naka and co, I believe, went to America to make this game, which is why it's a bit more sort of pop. It's like a pop single, I think. Yeah. Whereas Sonic CD was made in Japan, and that's much more like Sonic 1. So Sonic CD is like a sequel to Sonic 1. This is like the Americanized rock and roll version of the Sonic series. Do you see what I mean?
Bro Sonic. sort of.
Yeah. Well, I mean, just look at the colours, the speed. There's less of an emphasis on slow platform sections. It still
It's
has
much
that.
more kind of like helpful leather. Stuff,
Yeah,
isn't
exactly.
it?
I think they did a great job. I mean, if you look at the first level, they'd spent 6 months just making Green Hill amazing in the first game because they wanted people to have the best experience when they first played it. I think that's true of the first 3 or 4 levels in this.
Yeah. I think the levels in Sonic 2 are much better.
Yeah.
Personally, I think like Marble Zone is ass.
Yeah, exactly. That's the second level in Sonic.
I like Marble Zone.
Oh, Dave.
All your opinions on this game are backwards.
Or maybe I'm the only one who's right.
Oh no, we're not getting into this. What we are getting into, though, hopefully not getting into it, is Genocide City.
Yeah, what was that about? I mean, was this struck off alongside Child Murder Village? I mean, even for the Hedgehog with attitude, that is going a bit far.
I need you to expand on Genocide City, Justin.
Okay, Genocide City was the name of a zone that was never finished. I guess it was never translated properly because it's probably a very
I would hope not.
probably a very literal translation from Japanese, whatever it was meant to be called. The level itself was never finished, but the level design was. So they actually took out Genocide City, but kept the level design, and that became Metropolis Act 3, which is why Metropolis is the only zone to have 3 acts, because actually the third one is Genocide City.
Sweet.
Now, speaking of Genocide City, that reminds me of a little story I've got about Sonic.
Oh yeah.
Which I'll recount to you now. Anyway, yeah, Sonic, the original Sonic was the first game that it's the first Sega game that I ever played. I was so pleased with it anyway. And yeah, it turns out that hedgehogs can't actually swim or breathe underwater.
That's not the time to find that out, is it?
And yeah, if you listen to that song backwards, he's actually just saying that he likes to lick people's feet, and that is intentional.
No.
That makes sense.
Yeah, like 7 of them just staring at me. It was weird. I was pretty terrified.
Yeah, it's
I
kind
can
of
imagine.
awkward. Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, the runner bean looked just like Simon Cowell.
Oh.
Yeah, I can see that.
So in the end, I mean, we just watched as the guy in the giant wicker Sonic burned, and oh man, we had a bumper harvest that year. It was brilliant.
Well, in today's economic climate, what else can you do?
So in this final part, we're actually going to talk about multiplayer, which I wanted to talk about a few minutes ago, but it got hijacked by Genocide City or Murder Box or whatever it was. Yeah, now here we see some footage of this is the versus mode, which is very good. I spent a lot of time playing this versus mode with friends. Unusual squashed screen, but it didn't seem to make much difference at the time, you know, and it looks a bit ugly now. And the other thing you could do, of course, was one of you with a second pad could control Tails in the single player.
Yeah. And that was amazing in the special stage, right?
Yeah.
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 Andy and I played that earlier. They're trying to jump in front of each other to get the rings.
Of course, Justin knows where each ring is in this game by memory, so I was very much at a disadvantage. Yeah, and there's obviously the exploit, not an exploit really, in the single player, whereby if you're playing Sonic and you keep jumping, Tails can't land, so you control your friends. Not that I ever did this, obviously, by just simply standing near the exit to the game and just jumping for what may seem to them like hours, but was in fact probably only half an hour when I just did it. So yeah, there's that. What do we think about the multiplayer, Dave?
Yeah, it was good. It always felt to me at the time like the best way they could have fitted multiplayer onto a game with the sort of flow of Sonic, because obviously, given the sort of the intricate exploration, but especially the speed bursts and stuff they put into this, it would be really hard to turn that into a kind of more sort of tactical co-op thing. So as much as it feels like a sort of best case they could plug together, but it does kind of work. And the thing that, in a weird sort of way, the kind of chaos of it does kind of add to the vibe quite nicely.
Would you say that it was tacked on?
Not tacked on, just kind of the best of a tricky scenario to work.
That's a situation leveled, an accusation levelled at many modern games. That the multiplayer is just tacked on.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this one is the same level layout as the single player, so you're basically playing the single player game, but in different screens. For Sonic 3, they changed it so that it was its own levels, so you had distinct 2-player levels, but they were something and nothing. I actually think this is better. Do you not think?
Yeah, I do. I was just laughing at whoever was playing as Tails.
Well, I was about to say, yeah,
that you,
this was the footage that me and Justin captured earlier on. Obviously, Justin's a seasoned Sonic player. I'm not so much. So see if you can guess which character I was playing as.
Trophy. It's a kids' game from the 90s, and you're Mr. Trophy. I expect better from you.
Not Mr. Tails, evidently.
So it's that part of the show now where we put the world to rights and ask Dave to do his haiku review of Sonic. Dave, this is the 10th episode. This is Sonic. This is a big deal. I hope your haiku is as awesome as it always is.
It's pretty good.
Take it away.
Sonic, you are back with an annoying new friend. The pipe bit is best.
You actually like the pipe bit best?
Oh,
Sorry,
the pipe bit is the
that
best
was
bit.
also a haiku, but you like.
Hey, Lonnie's programming. The pipe bit's awesome. Remember, it was like, because at the time it was like the next genius thing anyone had ever seen.
Yeah, that's right.
By sort of being 3D, but not. But it looks amazing.
I still don't know if it is 3D or not because it's running at such low
It's
resolution.
totally
It could be sprites, but it could be polygons.
No.
I mean, the iOS version has better resolution than it is polygons. So
this definitely isn't. At the time, it looked like it was, or like
Yeah.
it was all beautiful kind of 3D rendered jobby.
Yeah.
But you watch it now, and it's definitely kind of giant, distant sprites. I think. Yeah.
Well, on that bombshell, I think it's time to end this particular episode. Thanks for listening. If you've been with us from the beginning, give yourself a pat on the back, make yourself a cup of tea, and have a biscuit, like a chocolate one or something. And leave us a thumbs up or whatever it is on YouTube. Again, thanks for listening. We will be back. We're going to take a break for E3, and we will be back at some point in June with a new video. Until then, thanks for watching, and we will see you soon.
What an incredible game, eh? Fantastic stuff. Well, that was the 10th Sega Saturdays video. We're taking a little break now, but do catch up on the other 9. There's things like Nipes, Outrun, Jet Set Radio, Virtua Fighter 2. There's a selection of incredible games there, so do check it out. If you've got Watch Dogs, and we've got some guides for that, we've got loads of Watch Dogs videos, so hit the playlist there. And if you remember being a 90s gamer and you remember Sonic 2, then you'll remember the problems as well. So check out the video that our iOS team put together of problems only a 90s gamer would understand. Thanks for watching, cheers.